Welcome to my last video where I will explain you how to go on with the practical that I've prepared. So the practical has different sections about data evaluation, hierarchical clustering, and the idea of the practical is that I will give you a set of instructions, directions on how to perform certain analysis, and then you will find some questions about that analysis, and you should be able to answer them. So the instructions are, you can find them at the end of the PowerPoint slides, and they contain instructions such as this one in blue, where you will find the functions that you need to use. You can learn more about them using the help page. I gave you some arguments explaining a little bit what you should include, what information this argument should contain. Those are not the names of the arguments, and then the code will not work if you write it as is. I have done this on purpose, so that you have to think when you code, and you have to figure out how to make your code work. If the functions that I'm suggesting you to use are not in part of base R, so they are part of a package, I will indicate the package in like this, with these double dot notations. Some of the packages do not come pre-installed with R, so you will maybe need to install them using the install packages function, or with the method that I will just show you in a minute when I show you RStudio. So we're going to use an Rmarkdown format, but instead of showing it in the slides, I can show you in here. So, okay, give me a second. Why is this here still? Well, doesn't matter. Okay, solved. So, as I was saying, you're going to be using this document called Practical Questions, which is an Rmarkdown document. Now, Rmarkdown is a type of document that combines text, like this text here, that is just plain text, as you would write in a Word file, and it also contains code that is stored in these portions of text that we called chunks, and you can identify them because they have a light gray. They start and end with these commas, and it says here in which language they are written. So in this case, this one is written in R. And after each chunk, you will find a set of questions highlighted in orange that you need to answer. So here at the bottom, you can write your questions. You can write your answers, I mean. Yeah. Good. So the idea is that you write your code inside the chunks. You can read these little instructions before each part. You write your code here, and then you try to figure out the answer to these questions, and then you write down the answers. When you are done with everything, you can press the button knit, and then this document will be transformed into an HTML document that you can open with your Internet Explorer, and that will contain both the text and formatted text. By the way, things like this means that this is a header, so this is actually it will show as a big bold header, and you can toggle this if you want from here. That tells you the different sections of the R document. I think that's about it. And just to tell you something a bit about RStudio, this is where we write most of our code, and this is where we can run the code. So for instance, I can run 1 + 1 and it returns 2. I can also write it here, 1 + 1. And in order to execute it, I can press Ctrl Enter and it executes it, or I can press this little button here and it will execute the whole chunk, whatever is written. If I press Ctrl Enter, then I only run one single line. So the plots, they normally appear here, also the help page. In the case of this document, the plots will not appear here, but they will appear under the chunk. Here you can see your environment. So if you define a new variable, then all the variables that you have will appear here, and this is quite useful to keep track of what you have and the names that you have in your environment. And I think this is about it, actually. So here you have the instructions for the different parts. You can look them up in the PDF file that you will find in the Brightspace page. And the last thing I would like to say is I added an extra challenge, visualization challenge, because I thought, maybe some people would be too fast for the practical and they could entertain themselves doing this. If you feel like doing it, do it. If you don't feel like doing it, don't do it. I think it might be nice to learn a thing or two, but it's up to you. And here I added some references to all the things that I've been explaining today. So in chapter 10, you can find of the introduction of statistical learning. It's a free book about statistics and about R. They do not sponsor me. I just really like it. It does not include structure, but it covers the methods that I explained quite well, and with a little bit more mathematical explanation if you're interested. These are the articles that speak about the structure and the program we use, LIA. And then I also added some visualization resources in case you want to get to know more about data visualization. And that will be everything for today. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you can get on with the practical. Thank you.